ready to meet Hollywood legends Jackie Chan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and The Rock? The legendary Jackie Chan challenges gravity with astonishing tricks that reshape what's possible. Arnold Schwarzenegger's incredible journey from a thin kid in Austria to the undisputed king of bodybuilding, shaping a physique that inspires wonder and admiration worldwide. The Rock's sensational ascent from the wrestling ring to the peak of Hollywood, where his magnetic charisma and unmatched talent dominate the silver screen. Do you want to know how these legends went from nothing to some of the biggest superstars in Hollywood? Keep watching and dive into the stories of these legends.
Rise. Humble Hong Kong roots. Growing up in a poor family in Hong Kong in the 1950s, a kid named Chan Kong Sang faced a rough hand, but hardship only stoked his burning drive to succeed. As a teenager, Jackie Chan put his athleticism to work performing wild stunts in Hong Kong action flicks. Though starting out in small parts, Jackie radiated charismatic star power. He worked extremely hard until 1978's The Young Master, which Jackie wrote, directed, and starred in. The film smashed Hong Kong box office records. After years of thankless roles, Jackie had finally achieved martial arts glory. But the road was long for this battler. For every high, there were setbacks that would break weaker spirits. In his early films, Jackie's bold creative vision was stifled by tight-fisted producers. Still hungry, Jackie doubled down, pushing his abilities to insane new heights. In the 80s, Jackie began unleashing his full potential. Films like Project A showcased death-defying physical stunts that he himself performed. He didn't just act, he put life and limb on the line. Jackie's passion and perseverance paid off big time. By the 1990s, he stood atop the Hong Kong box office as the people's undisputed champ of action comedy. Climax. Redefining action cinema. Back in the 1980s, Jackie Chan completely changed the game for action movies with his film Police Story. He performed all these mind-blowing, super dangerous stunts himself, like sliding down poles, jumping through glass, and even dangling from a speeding bus. People's jaws were on the floor watching him pull off these heart-stopping sequences. No one had seen action and stunt work blended with hilarious comedy like Jackie did. He was doing these superhuman crazy moves while also making audiences laugh their heads off. His movies like Police Story revolutionized the way fight scenes were choreographed and filmed. The action flowed seamlessly with an almost dance-like quality, while still packing hard-hitting punches. And Jackie planned out every mind-blowing sequence with incredible creativity. By the 1990s, Jackie had become the biggest box office draw across all of Asia. He was considered the king of action comedy for the way he uniquely combined humor and out-of-this-world martial arts skills. His expressive physical performances made fight scenes cinematic art. The way he made action sequences feel like fantastic, over-the-top cartoons left such a vivid impression. The world was obsessed with renting all his classic Hong Kong films from the video store to study his stunt choreography. But Jackie Chan's imaginative blend of death-defying feats and playful humor on screen paved the way for so many who came after him. He redefined what was possible in action sequences, always pushing to top himself. Jackie set the bar sky high when it came to how action could be artistically choreographed. Climax. Global phenomenon. Even as a lean kid growing up on the streets of Hong Kong, Jackie Chan dreamed of being an international movie star. But the odds were stacked against him, making it in the cutthroat Hong Kong film industry. Jackie had zero connections and no money for martial arts training. He was just a poor child doing odd jobs to survive. But that didn't dampen his almost naively big dreams of becoming a famous actor. Through a stroke of luck, Jackie joined the Peking Opera as a child performer. This gave him the opportunity to intensively train in gymnastics, dance, acrobatics, and martial arts for over a decade. The harsh training regimen was like boot camp for kids, but it laid the foundation for Jackie's jaw-dropping physical skills we see in his films. He honed his craft for years before getting a first big break as a stunt double. Even then, Jackie had to claw his way up, doing thankless work as an extra doing his own stunts. But he persevered when no one else dared try the dangerous moves he could flawlessly execute. By the late 70s, he had starred in smash-hit kung fu comedies portraying an underdog fighter. Audiences loved his blend of self-deprecating humor and lightning-fast martial arts skills. But it was really the 1980s police story that skyrocketed Jackie to international superstardom. He pioneered a new hybrid of death-defying physical comedy that made crowds go wild. Soon Jackie's films were busting box office records across Asia and beyond. His universal charisma and jaw-dropping stunt work endeared him to audiences globally. Against every odd, this kid from the slums had transcended language and cultural barriers to become the biggest action star on Earth. By 2005, his movies had grossed an astounding $1.2 billion worldwide. Jackie Chan inspiringly embodied the underdog hero, always staying humble, and his infectious joy for performing risky stunts conveyed an earnest love for his craft. For generations, Jackie has defined big-screen action comedy. He followed his heart from humble beginnings to breaking boundaries through sheer dedication. Jackie said it best himself, "Never give up. Failure is the mother of success." That resilient spirit took him to heights no one imagined. Falling action, Hollywood challenges. By the 1990s, Jackie Chan had reached godlike status across Asia. But breaking into Hollywood still felt out of reach, as Asian actors were seriously limited in the roles offered to them at the time. Jackie took a risky gamble trying to cross over to Western audiences with his first US film Rumble in the Bronx. But his charisma and signature daredevil stunts wowed crowds. Even with a badly injured ankle during filming, Jackie pushed through against the doctor's orders. That's just how unrelenting he was. Despite Rumble's success, doors didn't instantly swing open for Jackie in Hollywood. He faced difficulty finding projects that properly utilized his talents as Hong Kong studios clung tightly to him. Finally, in 1998, he struck US gold by pairing up with comedian Chris Tucker in the buddy cop blockbuster Rush Hour. This clicked with audiences who were drawn to Jackie's magnetic screen presence and contrasting humor. However, some loyal fans criticized Rush Hour for watering down Jackie's graceful martial arts style in order to appeal to American tastes, and Hollywood scripts limited his full physical improvisational abilities. Falling action, evolving with age. As Jackie entered his 60s, he understandably began moving away from the dangerous, death-defying stunts he built his name on. In films like 2019's The Night of Shadows, he started taking on more fantasy adventure roles requiring imagination over physical risk. And in 2017's The Foreigner, Jackie compellingly stretched into a grim, dramatic turn as a grieving father ruthlessly hunting down terrorists. Jackie Chan stands tall today as an entertainment pioneer who reimagined action's cinematic potential. His courageous innovation built an unmatched legacy on screen and off.
Early life in Austria. Young Arnold grew up in the quaint village of Thal, Austria, with big dreams far beyond the valley. He spent his childhood exploring the rolling green hills, a boundless imagination in his head. But at home, life was less idyllic under the stern eye of his father Gustav. A former Nazi soldier, Gustav ran his household like a barracks. No weakness, he barked, disciplining his sons brutally. Little Arnold absorbed the blows and taunts in silence. He learned to tread cautiously in his father's presence. But deep down, a fire was kindling. Arnold knew he was destined for more than this narrow valley. The spark ignited when 10-year-old Arnold discovered stories of bodybuilders like Rez Park. Unlike his cold father, these muscle men were his heroes, their physiques living monuments of strength. Arnold plastered their pictures across his bedroom wall, fueling his daydreams. In secret, he began training, meticulously tracking each new record in his diary. While other boys chased girls and parties, Arnold worked out relentlessly, addicted to the burn of self-improvement. Gustav scolded his son's narcissistic hobby, but Arnold turned him out. He was chasing a vision far beyond this little village, to the flashing lights and roaring crowds where he just knew he was meant to be. Failure was not an option. Moving to London. By 15, Arnold was a full-blown gym rat, sneaking into his local gym every weekend to feed his bodybuilding obsession. But soon his covert workouts took a zany turn. Wait and see. Did you really think closed doors could stop Arnold's relentless urge? Keep watching to find out what happened next. Let's just say the tenacious teen cooked up quite the scheme to train all night long when the gym was closed. Picture this. Arnold stuffing himself in an equipment locker on Friday evenings, contorting his muscular frame like an iron-pumped Houdini. After the last member left, this human mole would burst out and train by flashlight until dawn, squatting massive weights in the dark. Arnold's wacky antics were driven by a relentless hunger to improve, and soon this ambition would take him far from home, against his family's wishes. At 18, Arnold moved to London to live with famed bodybuilder Charles Wag Bennett in his tiny apartment. Arnold could barely mutter hello in English, but he eagerly absorbed Wag's every word about sculpting the perfect physique. Wag would ramble for hours about his glory days competing, while Arnold nodded enthusiastically. Arnold didn't mind the crowded flat. He was laser-focused on one goal, becoming Mr. Universe and getting to America to launch his career. Laying on a cramped sofa at night, listening to London traffic, Arnold visualized the flashing lights and roaring crowds that awaited him across the Atlantic. Nothing would stop him from achieving his muscular dream. Early bodybuilding success, through relentless training and a strict diet, the Austrian oak had filled out his once tall, lanky frame. Just 5 years after first taking up bodybuilding, he now looked intimidating, all rippling muscle and intimidating mass. At just 20 years old, Arnold captured his first Mr. Universe title. He was the youngest winner ever, and this was his ticket to America, the land of opportunity where he could become a star and get rich. No longer would he be trapped in his narrow Austrian valley. A bright future awaited across the Atlantic Ocean. In 1970, Arnold arrived in sunny California with little money but sky-high ambition. As he settled into a grimy little apartment in Venice Beach, he visualized what lay ahead. He saw himself as an American celebrity appearing on talk shows and magazine covers, his name up in flashing lights. Gone were his days squeezing workouts in dusty small-town gyms. Now he had access to state-of-the-art equipment and expert coaches. The path to the top was clear. Arnold even allowed himself to daydream about becoming an actor in Hollywood one day. It seemed an impossible flight of fancy for an Austrian bodybuilder who could barely speak English, but deep down, Arnold felt unstoppable. He had conquered every goal, so far through single-minded dedication. Now, he was ready to take on America next. Hustling in California. In America, Arnold could barely afford a dingy Venice Beach apartment, but he brimmed with ambition and hustle. He and his friend, Franco Colombo, started a bricklaying business, waking before dawn to sling cement at construction sites. But when Arnold's troll skills proved laughably bad, they wisely pivoted. The savvy duo sold bodybuilding courses by mail. Using hand-drawn magazine ads, Arnold sketched himself. He would crash on their apartment floor after 16-hour days, too poor for a bed. Slowly but surely, Arnold reinvested every penny into real estate, building his fortune brick by brick. By 25, he was a self-made millionaire, but fancy cars and clothes never replaced his deepest love. He pictured the day his hard work would pay off on the grand stage. One day, he told himself, he would stand triumphant, a mountain of muscle, as cheers thundered and cameras flashed. The skinny boy from Thal would be king of the bodybuilding world at last. Bodybuilding dominance. This was possible at Gold's Gym, where Arnold trained with maniacal intensity, grunting, screaming, and pushing his muscles to complete exhaustion. While gentle piano music filled the gym, Arnold would erupt in wild fits of effort. He shocked crowds by squatting and bench pressing weights no one had lifted before, the bar bending under inhuman loads. Arnold innovated his own training style, screaming, "No pain, no gain," as he forced out reps until collapsing. Other quiet, polite builders used tiny weights with delicate precision, but Arnold attacked the iron like a warrior, setting it ablaze with his ambition. From 1970 to 1975, the intense Austrian phenom ripped through bodybuilding competition. Arnold had sculpted a physique that redefined human potential. Breaking into Hollywood. Next, Arnold set his sights on another dream, becoming a famous Hollywood action hero. In the late 70s, Arnold set his sights on an impossible new goal, becoming a Hollywood leading man. Friends laughed, saying no one would cast a foreign bodybuilder who could barely speak English. But Arnold saw only the finish line ahead. He took acting classes, tirelessly smoothing his Austrian accent. Coaches were stunned by his charisma despite hulking muscles. His big break came when he lobbied relentlessly to win the role of Conan the Barbarian. The studio wanted a trained actor, but took a chance on the unlikely rookie. On set, Arnold trained vigorously between takes, channeling Conan's warrior spirit. He learned lines slowly but obsessively, until delivering them with conviction. When Conan released in 1982, Arnold's intensity and gravitas leaped off the screen. His strategic one-liners like "crush your enemies" became instant classics. Despite all odds, this Austrian outsider had achieved the American dream. The Terminator cemented his stardom, teaching audiences to never underestimate Arnold again. He brought his signature work ethic to Hollywood and carved his own impossible path. Surprising political career. The chess-playing, Shakespeare-quoting Governator shocked the world again. Nearing 60, Arnold made his most startling move yet, running for governor of California. The political world scoffed, saying an actor could never understand governance. But they underestimated Arnold's relentless will to win. He hit the campaign trail with the same tireless intensity that powered his previous careers. While rivals relaxed, Arnold went non-stop from morning till midnight, shaking hands at diners and rallies. He met with individual voters, using his charm to win their support. In the historic recall election, Arnold shocked pundits by winning the governorship by over 1 million votes. In office, he blended political sides, leading on the environment while staying fiscally conservative. Critics attacked the outsider governor, but Arnold bulldozed ahead with his unique style. He called out bureaucrats and politicians as girly men, afraid to take bold action and find common ground. Defying the odds again, Arnold won re-election in a landslide. He listened to everyday citizens, determined to reform the system that had lost their trust. Inspiring millions, Arnold grunts as he hoists the heavy barbell above his head. At 75, he still trains hard every morning. Age hasn't slowed him down one bit. Posting his workouts online gives him a chance to connect with fans worldwide. He loves motivating the younger generation to get active and chase their dreams. After all, he is living proof that anything is possible. 50 years ago, he arrived in America penniless, just a kid who spoke broken English. Now he is a superstar, the embodiment of the immigrant's dream. But Arnold doesn't dwell on the past. He stays focused on the future, addicted to keeping his vision alive. Never let the naysayers stop you. He often tells his followers, be like a bulldog with your goals. Once you sink your teeth in, never let go. Arnold grins as he starts another set. He still has plenty of bite left in him. This old dog isn't done yet.
The People's Champion. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is the quintessential self-made superstar. Trying to fully comprehend his meteoric rise to fame is no easy feat. In just over 15 years, he's achieved Hollywood heights that most only fantasize about. Born in 1972 in California, in a family of wrestlers, Dwayne got the right environment. He needed to become a professional wrestler. Dwayne's dad, wrestler Rocky Johnson, was instrumental in steering him toward the squared circle. Growing up, Dwayne breathed, ate, and slept wrestling. While other kids played catch, he was learning chokeholds. With pro wrestling royalty running through his veins, entering the squared circle was Dwayne's destiny. While most children's dreams change faster than the weather, Dwayne's ambition stayed true. He set his sights on WWE glory from an early age, and through hard work and uncanny magnetism, this third-generation wrestler became the People's Champion. Dwayne didn't just inherit the wrestling gene, he took it to new heights. He electrified audiences with his charisma and took the family business mainstream. The Rock brought SmackDowns from the ring to the silver screen. Giving up football for wrestling. Dwayne spent the early years of his childhood in California, after which he moved to New Zealand and back to the United States. While he was in 11th grade, he started playing football and was incredibly good at it too. Though gifted in sports, football couldn't compete with his true passion, wrestling. Despite flashing potential on the gridiron, Dwayne hung up his cleats to pursue his calling on the mat. In 1996, he made his WWE debut as fresh-faced newcomer Rocky Maivia. But Rocky's squeaky clean persona bored fans to tears. They wanted an edge, not a Boy Scout. Soon crowds were chanting Rocky sucks. Dwayne faced a crossroads, remaining a vanilla babyface destined to fizzle out or reinvent himself. He chose the latter. Going from zero to hero, Dwayne uncaged his inner showman and electrified audiences as The Rock. The People's Champion was born, with the crowd eating out of his palm. The Rock cooked up catchphrases that sizzled. The jabroni thrashing, smack-talking Phenom became the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. Wrestler, actor, icon. Dwayne took the name Rocky Maivia and etched it in history books. Reinventing himself as The Rock, Dwayne's nerdy wrestling persona was about as exciting as unbuttered toast. The fans revolted, chanting, "Rocky sucks." His career needed a makeover, stat. So he smashed his geeky image to smithereens and rocked out as The Rock. Dwayne Johnson went from bland to grand. He cooked up a spicy new character that sizzled and electrified audiences. Out with Rocky Maivia, in with the jabroni thrashing People's Champion. It was also about his unusual associations with different groups and organizations, which revamped his image in every respect. Dwayne joined the controversial Nation of Domination stable, adopting a rebellious persona based on black nationalist groups like the Nation of Islam. The charismatic bad boy. People started following him as the bad man of the ring. It was his charisma which soon made him no less than a phenomenon. The Rock finally roared in WWE. Though wrestling brought fame, Dwayne yearned for bigger screens. In 2001, he made his Hollywood debut in The Mummy Returns, proving he could captivate crowds without a ring. The Rock was ready to rock the box office too. Early Hollywood roles. Once Dwayne stepped onto the silver screen, he was determined to make his mark. Early hits like The Scorpion King, The Rundown, and Walking Tall cemented him as a bankable action star. While these films performed respectively at the box office, no one predicted Dwayne's future leading man status, but he was just getting warmed up. Behind the brawny exterior, Johnson harbored big dreams and bigger drive. He wasn't content with moderate success. He wanted to be a marquee name. In those early years, Dwayne laid the groundwork through grit and graft. He won over audiences with his magnetic charm and impressive physicality. Though not yet a household name, his potential was apparent. With bulging biceps and box office pull, Johnson was building his Hollywood profile one solid role at a time. Megastardom was on the horizon. Shedding the action hero image. For a long time, his image in Hollywood remained that of an action hero, someone who could do high-end action-packed sequences. To soften his action hero image, Dwayne took on family-friendly roles like The Game Plan. The wholesome comedy earned him a Kids' Choice Award nom. He continued broadening his reach in crowd pleasers like Race to Witch Mountain, Planet 51, and Tooth Fairy. Though marketed to kids, the films attracted audiences of all ages. Dwayne was becoming a versatile leading man with multi-generational appeal. The Fast franchise. Dwayne's career trajectory changed forever when he landed a role in the 2011 action film Fast 5. Joining the wildly popular Fast and Furious franchise was a monumental decision that launched him into superstardom. After Fast 5, Dwayne went on to star in every subsequent Fast and Furious movie, cementing his place as a core member of the cast. With each new high-octane installment, his global fame and fortune grew exponentially. Beyond Fast and Furious, Dwayne strategically chose supporting parts in other commercial hits like Pain and Gain, Hercules, and Central Intelligence. While his screen time was limited, these scene-stealing appearances further bolstered his burgeoning leading man image. Now, Dwayne stands poised on the brink of an even brighter future. This year and next, he has a slew of major blockbuster titles on the horizon. He started off 2017 strong, with Fate of the Furious and Baywatch, and fans are already buzzing with excitement about his upcoming turns in Jumanji. Welcome to the Jungle and Rampage. At this rate, there is no limit to how high Dwayne can climb. But no matter how many action flicks he headlines going forward, he'll always have a special place in his heart for the franchise that put him on the map, Fast and Furious. Fitness and motivation. Even with a packed filming schedule, Dwayne prioritizes fitness. His intense workouts would crush normal gym-goers. To bulk up for his fast and furious character Hobbs, Dwayne attacked the iron for 2 to 3 hours daily. His muscle-building menu included 7 protein-packed meals of meat, veggies, and eggs. Dwayne morphs his physique to suit each role, once saying he's stepping on set at 260 pounds, the meanest, strongest, and most entertaining version of Hobbs you've seen.
As we wrap up this epic journey through the lives of Jackie Chan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and The Rock, remember, dreams do come true, but only with a lot of hard work and a little bit of luck. So keep defying gravity, sculpting those muscles, and rocking the silver screen like the legends you are. And if life ever throws a jabroni your way, just remember to lay the smack down with style and grace. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe for more engaging tales, and let us know which artist's journey resonated with you the most. Let's discover the biggest stories together.